Build your own reptile cage. Make your reptile cage as exotic as your pet by making it a do-it-yourself project. It is very rewarding to maintain a pet reptile and to give it a place that it can really call its own. Make your pet reptile happier by making your own reptile cage through the following steps. Determine the size and type of your reptile. The cage dimensions depend entirely on the size and type of reptile that you have in mind. This will help you adjust your construction dimensions and will help you leave some allowances. Learn about your reptile's habitat. Chameleons, for example, need a tube cage and some other maintenance options that will affect your construction. The best cage for your pet is one that closely resembles its natural home. This way, the pet will feel right at home even when you are placing it in a cage. Set aside a space in your home for your reptile cage. Know in advance where you will be placing your reptile. This will help you consider the dimensions, shape, placement, and hazards. Decide on main material and options for transparency. Do you want your pet to be transparent or do you want it hidden? Popular materials include plexiglass, wood, and metal. Screw the boards together, if wood. Solder them otherwise. Find a mechanism by which you can attach the material together to form the cage. The popular choice in shape is the rectangular cube. Fill with sand if you want a desert-type setup. Themes, such as the desert setup, may be available for you. Make sure that you place in all the things you want for the theme of the cage before placing in your pet. Your pet might get defensive and flighty if you make too many changes while it is already there inside. Put UV light. UV light does wonders for reptile skin. Consider feeding options. Do you have a latch or some box somewhere where you can place in the food of your pet? This needs to be built in the cage so that you will always have a place for your pet's food. Place in a thermostat. The thermostat will help you regulate the temperature. Place it in an area inside the cage that makes it still visible from outside viewers like you. Make the cage flexible for breeding. Have a lot of space for breeding if you plan to make a dynasty out of your reptiles. If you are not really into breeding, then keep the cage at a manageable size but leave some portion of it possible for extension should you change your mind later. It is often best to prepare the cage first before buying the pet. Some reptile cages are better off bought commercially than constructed. Make sure that you have a good cost estimate in your construction prior to making it a DIY project. This way, You will not have the trouble of not finishing a cage project and leave your pet still homeless.